discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for photosynthesis. Okay, we've already done this.
Yes.
We need to do it again because this rulebook is fucking garbage.
With less negative reviews this time.
So, what do you guys think?
I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Good discussion.
I gotta let you know, better than last night.
Better than last night?
Yes.
Do you like it better with 4?
Yeah.
This is a much better game with 4 people.
Yeah.
This is a max of 4?
Max of 4, yeah.
Max of 4.
It is just way more cluttered, way more blocking. It's an overall way better game.
And you definitely don't feel like anybody's specifically targeting you. You're just kind of like, oh, I got in your way.
I
specifically
targeted Devin the whole game.
Did you seriously?
No.
I wasn't paying attention to
With
your word.
That's
the
the thing.
exception of Haley.
Because we were talking about this the other day, was that this game is cutthroat, but it doesn't ever feel like fuck you kind of cutthroat. It's just, oh hey, happenstance had me place a tree there, and the sun, because it's based off in relation to the sun, so, oh, I got screwed over this round, next round you're going to get a shit ton of points.
Like you get fucked over by Hayden this round, then you get fucked over by Seth next round, then you get fucked over by Kat.
And then you get fucked over by yourself because you're an idiot and you forgot how the sun works.
I think it has a really simple rule set that makes the game where anyone can play.
Exactly.
But it has enough strategy that, I mean, it's complicated at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
Where any amount of skill level can play. It can be a bunch of kids playing, to where it's really simple, or it could be people who are chess masters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
know.
I wouldn't go that far.
I win
mean,
every time.
That'd be interesting to see how analytical they are.
Checkmate.
But yeah, no, that's a good point. It ranges from, it scales to any age group.
I mean,
which
it's
is,
ages 8 and up.
It does say 8 and up, and that's one of those things where I actually think that's true. It's not one of those things where it's like, God, this is so simple.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But I think it only kind of feels that way at 4. Like at 2, you have to intentionally block them.
You're bored at 2.
Yeah. At 3, it was still pretty good. If you're playing the right rules. But yeah, I thought this was fantastic at 4. Almost a negative at that point because it's like, it's so good at 4.
Yeah, I
Kinda
agree.
shitty
I think
about
there
it.
was just enough open areas and just enough people blocking each other.
Yeah.
With 4, I played on 3, but
The middle.
4, there was the perfect amount of blocking and not blocking with open spaces. I think any one that would feel really open
Right.
and just really vacant.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. No, what I was going to say during the run-through is that, so Devin, was your strategy to hold the middle the entire time?
It was, I just wanted to get maximized points by keeping with the central locations.
Right.
But I wasn't popping out trees quite like you two were. You know, I was a little more inefficient with my points to say.
Right.
And I don't think I was amassing solar points early game as much as I should have been, which hurt me at the end.
Right, and that happened only in a 4-player game. Last time we were all we always had points to spend. I wonder if you and me kind of trying to vie for the middle, you more than me, because you held it for a while, I wonder if that's what caused you to have such less points, and me to actually not get one more tree to beat him or something. That it's so balanced now with 4. That middle is like, yeah, you're going to get a lot of points, you're going to get 1.
Yeah.
Like, you got 1 tile and I got 1 tile from the middle, because with the new rules of plant seed can't raise it immediately like we were doing last night.
I mean, out of all my tokens, this is the only one that was 3 or more. All these are 1 and 2s.
And we mentioned that yesterday. I was wondering if that strategy would work. Getting all the little points would rack up enough to beat higher.
I knew that going around these edges, I would shadow other people, and as long as I took areas around myself with smaller trees, that way I never overlapped myself, I could get tons of solar energy while doing it.
Yeah,
Damn,
like
solid,
I'm surprised that we got up into the hundreds point-wise, because I always thought that this was going to be like a low score.
What was your
last
time?
I told you, and it was 56.
I didn't hear you! God, I was seeing how close we were.
Not close at all.
56,
80,
88,
100, 101.
101, and 111, I think that
We were close, but unfortunately it's not one of those games where it's like we're all close, like you're 50-point difference from first to
Well, first of all, at one point, so my strategy was to start out strong here and then move back eventually. And kind of try to do what Haley did, where you just bank off of getting a bunch of small points.
Yeah.
I forgot to move back, so so kind of hurt myself.
Right.
I got sidetracked. I don't know what I was thinking. But what was that? Oh, fuck.
I just saw that it was starting here, so I knew that if I had as many points before it went all the way around, then I could just boost my stuff up really fast.
That's true.
Because in the beginning of the game, there was no one blocking each other.
Yeah.
So I could just rack up points as we went around.
Right.
I was a little intimidated by what I saw going on in the middle, and I didn't really want to jump into that. So
it hurt at the end. Like that turned into one of those games where if you try to bank off cashing in your trees at the very last second, you're almost not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because there was that line of I got points and no one else did.
That whole last round, other than one tree that you did, I was the only one to cash that tree. Everyone else had to pass.
Hold on,
yeah.
I had 102 points.
Okay.
I forgot about my solar.
Okay.
So yeah.
And that's a good point because Haley said that that's the one downside where I noticed we did this last time too, where at the very end of the game you're more than likely just passing.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, he went and cashed his trees in.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. I don't know if that was right. If you take the next one up.
I mean, that's how it
either way, it wouldn't affect
it wouldn't. Yeah, it's not like if I got it.
We both did.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I had won by that, it'd be like, ugh, is that? Yeah. This game is, this game is just so like aesthetically pleasing too. It was so nice to see a full forest.
Yeah.
Not in like a 2-player game where it's like, what kind of? There's an Arby's on the other side.
And this stuff feels really good.
Right.
It's really sturdy. I think
every tree looks different. You're not like, wait, is that one mine or?
I think my only downside would be is that sometimes some of the trees are different. I'd say like for instance, his small tree and my small tree, like from far away, kind of looks different sized.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to.
Well, yeah, but so his looks almost a little bit bigger at a certain angle.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and like the lineage, like coming, it's like, wait, because I thought I blocked you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't.
So that's the only negative thing I would say is a couple times where I was like, wait, is that his big tree? And I had
I had that as well. Yeah.
Because my big tree is obviously different than my little tree.
Mm-hmm.
Different sizes or different shapes.
Right. It's just one of those things that that I was told whenever I got this game that it's like, hey, it's about trees, nothing else. There's no special abilities. There's no luck of the draw. Oh, you happen to fucking get that roll.
So just being the youngest.
Yeah, you get to go first.
Yeah, that was my.
That one I'll probably house rule because most of the time it's gonna be us. Yeah. So if you play again, you'll always go first. If you're not here, Kat will always go first. So it's just it's stupid.
I completely agree.
But what I was told was, okay, this game is actually really thinky. And I think that's kind of an over-exaggeration. Like, yeah, I was never like, okay, I need to place here. I need to get there were times where I was like, I need the sun to be there.
Yeah.
And I need to block them there. So that happened like twice.
Yeah, the most ideal is like, I know someone's going to turn here, I know you're going to block me, so I'm going to go ahead and cash this one out instead of this one out because it's going to be consistent with next turn.
Yeah. And that's why I remember your tree, you built your full-grown tree here, and I was like, oh, haha, you blocked me. Then I was like, I'm going to pull him out anyway.
Or there's a few times where I had 3 in a row where I was like, I'm going to do a 1, a 2, and then a 3.
Yeah,
so I got all of them.
There.
And I did that a whole lot over there where I got points up, and then I just go down and go back across again.
Yep. There was a time where Devin was like he was in the middle with his big tree, and I was like, well, I could catch the one that's here, but for the next 2 rounds, he's not going to get any points from it. So he catches it, which allows me. I'm really surprised he didn't block me from going in the middle.
Yeah, I thought.
Wait a minute, he's leaving it open. Let's see, negatives. This is what I was going to say. Even though at 4 players it's awesome, I think it's definitely required to play this at 4, which is kind of a negative thing on how many people you can play with. I think you almost at this point have to play the advanced variation, which is now players cannot plant a seed or grow a tree when that seed or tree is shadowed by another tree, meaning that like like it limits you so much to where it's like fine.
A lot more thinking going on.
Yeah.
I think a lot more thinking too, but I think all that will really happen is that you'll have a lot more points because you won't be spinning stuff and it'll be a lowering score.
You're waiting for that right sun moment to be like, okay, now I can plant.
So all it will do will be a lowering scoring game because you're not going to be able to push out large trees as much. You're going to have 3 or 4 tokens each.
I wonder if the point rule is technically supposed to be the next pile down, means that fine, because getting deeper into the forest while it's more points, with the advanced variant, it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's a denser forest. You're not going to get as much sun, so you can't grow. So if that's the case, then that means, you're right, it's going to be a low-scoring game, but eventually, you're going to run out of the small tokens,
Yeah.
which means if you have big trees there, you're going to cash them in for nothing.
Yeah.
So then you're eventually going to have time to plant. I think the advanced variant, for me, after playing this 3 times in a row at different player counts, I would probably almost always have to play it that way.
And if you tell me tomorrow that we're going to play it,
we're not playing this again.
I'll burn it. I'll burn the fucking
We're not playing this again. We got it right. So, what was your guys' did you have any other negatives about it?
No. I think they're all resolved from last night. My score went up.
Your score went up, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Because I don't like it when a game.
And at this point, it wasn't from a cheesing the rule book.
Yeah, it was all fair.
We played it correctly, and it was basically you just forgot to go back.
Yeah. Because you can say if you lose, because I was the absolute, I was last place, I was 4th place. So if you can say objectively, no, it's still a good game, losing.
That's true.
It's usually a good game.
And that's the thing is whenever there's strategy games and I lose, I feel better if I can pinpoint where I messed up. And I'm like, that's why I lost. I get upset when I lose and I'm like, I don't know where the flaw went.
What's wrong with me?
It was perfect in my brain and it's still perfect. Devin, any negatives? Do you like it better?
Yeah, I like that you can't cheese the middle.
Yeah.
That's nice. That rectifies any problems that were there before.
Yeah.
Because here's what happened. So basically, I got to the middle first, and then I planted the seed, grew it, and then held it, grew. Well, I didn't grow it multiple times, but then I held it. Yeah. So I cashed it in, but I kept a tree here to plant another seed immediately, and that's how I thought you could play.
Constantly, he literally.
I literally had every single I had a cycle going.
We should have given him my pine trees because he clearly had a Christmas farm. He was just pushing them out.
And then I mentioned it to a friend today. Actually, I was like, "Yeah, I found a way to cheese this game," and he's like, "Oh, of course you did." And then he explains to me, he sent me the link of what I looked up, and I'm like, huh, my rule book doesn't say that.
How weird.
And he's like, yeah, we messed up that rule the first time too. But anyway, so go back. Yeah, you can't choose the middle.
Otherwise, yeah, it's a good game. It does exactly what
we wanted.
Yeah, it's unique. It looks nice.
I had more fun.
It's a good game.
Third time is always a charm.
It's a charm. Yep. First thing I still gotta mention that I love the fact that it's cutthroat, but it's never mean. You're never pissed off. I was never mad once when I wasn't getting points. I was just like, oh, I only got 3 points this time.
Oh, I only got 1 point.
It's just okay. Because like we said before, that the sun rotation is it's fucking brilliant.
Everybody had it multiple times. Their one rotation where it was just
and then you can plan a core and then be because this game never once will you have a good rotation every time.
Unless you consistently kept.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get a solid fucking because at that point someone's letting you get.
You would have to plan really hard. Yeah.
Right, and in a 4-player game that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
To just
you don't
let
know
someone
what the 3 other people are gonna do.
Exactly. All right, so scale 1 to 10.
I'll give it an 8 this time.
8 this time. You gave it a 6 last time.
I gave it a 6 last time. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 this time.
7.5. I'm actually gonna go to I'm gonna go to an 8.5. I really liked it at 4. So yeah, 8.5 at 4, 8 at 3, probably actually a 7 at 8 at 2 or 7 at 2. So right at this point, 8.5.
I'd probably go 7.5 just because I don't think that the replay value would be there for me.
That's interesting.
See, and that's how I kind of feel for it.
That's a good
being
point.
The third time, and I know it's I personally do not like to do it in a row, but I know happenstance.
Yeah.
But if Seth were to pull it out, I'd be like, yeah, I'll play it with you.
Right. Here's the thing, though. The only reason, I think that's a good point. Yes, it's stinky, but there's not enough variation between each one of us. You're gonna do the same thing.
It was fun for me, but the fun came from what every board game does, and it brings people together and we have a good time.
Yeah.
But the game by itself wasn't something I'd play with strangers. You know.
That's a good point.
If it was strangers, I want to have fun.
That's a good point. Yeah, and also
I want to have a good time, but I want to have fun.
Yeah, like you would with your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that in one the theme is just what, but they did a really good job with the theme. But that is a good point because I think the only reason it felt like the replayability didn't come to mind was because we played it at 2, 3, then 4. But now since I played it each player count, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. In fact, I pretty much did. I tried to bull rush the middle, but it was still different. Yeah. But it's going to be the same. That's a good point.
Unless someone's, purposely doesn't know what you're doing, everyone's going to play the exact same way. I want them to do the exact same thing next game.
Yep.
Right, because you know it's going to work. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. It is a very carefree game. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, I can't stop you from doing that. Because that's the thing, actually, that is a complaint I kind of have, is that, yes, you can block them from getting points, but you can't, like, uproot their trees. You can't stop them that way. So eventually, they're going to get what they want. Like, even though you were in the middle and I blocked you and you weren't getting a lot of points, you're still able to cash it out eventually. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just lock down a huge region with seeds.
So that's why, you know, so, I mean, I think in terms of if you're really into board games, you know, and you want a game that you can play with, you know, the family when they come over who aren't into the board games, you know.
Yeah.
You know, your mom would come over. You're probably not going to play some real complicated
Twilight
game,
Imperium,
right?
Twilight Imperium,
You know, or whatever. But
Anachrony.
a game like this, you know, there's something you can play with.
So many tokens.
The family's actually around again.
Yeah, no, it is a very solid. Probably this would definitely make my top 10 gateway games.
This is something,
without a doubt.
If you have little brothers and sisters or something like that, this is a game you can pull out and still do something you want to do.
Yeah.
But
because it hits a range
other
of
people involved.
newcomers, but thanky enough
This is one of those games where you totally could have taken it to like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
Exactly. And known that your family would have played with it.
And had a good time.
Yeah.
Where like the whole family is getting together and you know that you're going to have time to kill.
Yep. That is a good point. So the replayability isn't there, but I don't think that's going to drop my score. I think I'm going to keep it at, well, I'm going to keep it at an 8. Average 8 from all player counts because of that range of age and group. So 8, 7.5, 7.5, no, 7?
7.5.
7.5, 8. Alright, so that's it, everyone. If let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and click that link to go to my Patreon account. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and click the link in the show notes below to go to my Board Game Geek list. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.